Ivo and I have worked out what we hope is a usable system for intervening with a higher thought process, especially when someone is triggered. I get triggered by one particular type of person still, and I'm hoping that by using this 4-stage system, I'll be able to slow the fear-based emotional reaction down and take control of my thoughts. Ivo, the other day, we came up with this expression, acknowledge, allow, accept but don't align. Can we go into more detail about what it's about, please? Yeah, my head is still fuzzy from Ascension, but I want to do some channeling, so let's give it a go, please. I'm thinking that using this system might help keep me out of knee-jerk reactions and more in emotional control. Ivo, very well, my love. It was about something you were standing in judgment of. Someone had done something and you had become angry, which of course, is resistance. Anger is fear-based, being a lower vibrational emotion. It is not necessary to feel it. However, for those who are of low vibration, to feel anger is good because it is a higher frequency than they normally would function at. So often anger spurs one on to take action to alleviate the lower vibrational state they reside in. It is also a signpost for those in relationship with them to beware of what their anger set point is. I can remember that. Yes. However, it's not a place I want to live at, the corner of anger and fear. Been there, done that. Ivo, and you are learning a better way. However, you must always bear in mind when you are changing your typical reaction to something, that so many others will continue to model the wrong behavior to you. They are still at the corner of anger and fear and will model behavior based upon those emotional states. I understand it can be difficult to change one's behavior when everyone else around you is still the same and expects you to be that way as well. But nonetheless, you must persevere, understanding you have your own team of higher vibrational beings to support you in this change. So it tips in favor of your winning when you understand you have our support. So, then there was a question of you stepping into old judgmental behaviors. And you do not wish to go there anymore. You wish to see the world from a higher perspective. So you heard, allow, accept. In your head. We built upon it from that point, as you had already acknowledged what you were attempting not to judge. By acknowledging, we are speaking about what comes into your awareness. You are acknowledging this. Allowing is simply allowing this to be in your awareness. This is not putting up any resistance such as your reaction of, ugh, I don't want to see this. That is resistance. Well, you are seeing it, so then you must make a choice. Do you continue to allow it or do you walk away? And you are acknowledging that others will do as they please. You allow others to be different from yourself. You do not go into a judgment of, they are so stupid. Because they are as they are and you accept what you see. If you have not chosen acceptance, it means you are in resistance to what you see. Ivo. Some things on this planet can be pretty hard to accept. Nobody wants to look at pictures of mutilated animals, or suffering children. I know this exists and I don't accept it because I want it to change. Ivo, but you know they exist, and in order to bring their dilemma to the light, you would look at the picture and instead of feeling sad for these beings, to flow your light into that part of the collective unconscious. That would help to raise the frequency of those carrying out these behaviors on your planet, and bring it to the light. Yes. It is that you find it repugnant, that you allow it to continue. To love it is to raise its frequency. When it reaches a high enough frequency, it cannot be continued anymore. I see what you're saying, but I don't feel up to doing that. Ivo, yes, there are those who understand and who will do this work. Allowing is letting things be as they are. It is hard work for those of you who are here to change the world. You do not want to allow. Yes, what about the intervention then? Ivo, yes. You must use other means to intervene to create a new reality for those who uphold all that is wrong with your planet. It is like you are engineering a new reality for them. And it has to be done. So it's not about allowance, is it? Ivo, no. But in other cases, you can use this system. In many ways, your world is too far gone and your people too entrenched in this death culture to stop it using non-physical intervention. There are too many upholding the negative system to stop them without physically changing their reality. So the evil ones are being arrested and taken off planet, thus raising the vibration of your collective. And high time, I might add. Me, yes, Ashtar said they could only intervene when death was imminent. Ivo, yes, then it had beyond a learning environment for your people. Intervention had to be taken. And so it is. They will understand this new reality and begin to manifest it. Me, what if they resist? Ivo, they will go to a lower timeline. Me, oh. So you're saying there are exceptions to the acknowledge, allow, accept but don't align with we're talking about? Ivo, yes. It does not pertain to the intervention. These are exceptional circumstances that can be helped but more is necessary. Me, okay, so I feel judgment coming on. I have already acknowledged that which I don't like. I see a kid teasing a squirrel with a stick, for example. That would piss me off. Ivo, yes. You have yelled out of streetcar windows at them. Me, I know. I'm thinking of that time in Toronto. Ivo, so you have acknowledged this child is teasing a squirrel. You allow the child to continue to tease the squirrel. You accept that this child is doing so. But you do not align with that behavior, you do not allow it to lower your vibration, my love. You do not condone the child's behavior but you accept it for what it is. Perhaps you walk over and say something to the child. But kindly. All you need do is say, hey. And the child will most likely look up and give the squirrel time to run away. You just smile and walk on by. Me, so I did take physical intervention. Ivo, but you did not become angry. You did not lower your vibration. You acted from love, my dear. And forgiveness. That is the beauty of this. Those of a lower vibration become angry to take action. Those of higher vibration use their higher frequencies to create change. And this would be such a case. You do not need to become angry to create change. All you need do is ascertain whether what is occurring is an act of loving kindness or not. Sometimes there are people that others object to, simply because they have a prejudice. Me, like the three ladies that all turned and looked at me sitting in the food court last week. I wonder what they were saying. Actually I don't really care. Ivo, your ego wonders what they were saying. Your comment of, the Matrix knows I am here, was humorous. They seem to all have some reason to look at you at the same time, so it would seem they were talking about you. Me, let them. Ivo, and so you acknowledge, allow and accept that they were doing so. You could have told yourself that they were saying negative things about you, and aligned with their behavior but you did not. You simply allowed them to do this. Me, okay, let's look back to my old office days. Ivo, you were picked on mercilessly by the men you worked with in the factory. The harassment you experienced was, yes, a lesson you were to learn but you did not. Not until you went to the boss and complained about how you were being treated. Then you had put your foot down and said, I will take no more, and that is what changed everything for you. You finally spoke up. It took many years of oppressive behavior, sometimes masquerading as love relationships, that you finally saw through. My dear, let us take the one example of the man who used to come into your office and back you into a corner. Simply for the fun of it, this high-level manager would do this to you. All you needed to do was to pick up the phone, dial the number for the PA system, and ask whoever was available to please get this pervert out of your office. Believe me, there would have been some inquiry into what was going on. Me, yes, there would have been. Ivo, but you acknowledged, you allowed, you accepted he did this, however you aligned with his frequency as well, you became fearful of him. Had you not feared him, you could have kept your calm and warned him that you were going to go on the PA system, or simply shouting and screaming would have brought people running as well. You aligned with him. Do not align with someone who seeks to oppress you. Rise above oppression. Me, yes, those were fun days. Sarcastically, but I realize they were meant for my empowerment. Sometimes I wish I could relive them. It would be a different story now. Ivo, yes, because you learned from what they taught you. Never put up with it. Me. So, one more. New members lying their asses off to get into the group, so they can flog their business. They're not all liars, some of them really are doing what they say they are, but some are just trying to get into the group to sell to group members. I can understand that people need to earn a living, but to use a group that's not focused on selling to advertise your product or service. There are groups that don't mind posts like these, and there are some deliberately created for that purpose. Some people want to get out of this financial system we have here because we understand it limits us, one of those people being me. Ivo: yes, unless you use the law of attraction properly, so you must acknowledge, perhaps also acknowledging why you are opposed to their behavior, as this is most telling about you. Allow, accept, but do not align. You allow them to do what they do, you accept this, but you are not aligned with it, so you reject their posts. Me: I have an issue with someone who offers nothing to the group except an advertisement for their business. It just shows me they're in for themselves, not about giving anything up front, just offering their services for money. Blah. Ivo: yes, you are the extreme. You do as much for free as possible. Me: I know. I call it freedom. When you do it for free, you can experience abundance. You can do as much as you want. Because it's free. I love it. Ivo: not everyone shares your point of view. Me: I know. I accept that, but in my group, we share for free. Like I keep saying, money is its own incentive. Ivo: so then you are not aligned with these sellers. Me: no. Ivo: very well, then. Me: one more, Ivo. Critics. My biggest trigger. I understand this triggers comes from my past, from my abusive parents. That's why I dislike those of superior ego, who are only trying to hide their pain by coming at others with critical words. Ivo: so you understand they are in pain and you could go straight to having compassion for them. Me: I have less compassion for someone who wants to belittle me, Ivo. Ivo: I understand this, the energy vampires. Because, yes, all critics are energy vampires. We have discussed this in another video. Me: yes. So I need to forgive the critic. I find it easier to forgive in a week, not right away. Giving it time always helps to let it go. Like I don't care anymore. Ivo: yes, but then you are struggling with your anger until that point. Me: there was one last night I booted off my timeline. A woman. Ivo: so then you use the words to control your anger outbursts. Acknowledgement. You acknowledged her and the anger you have at her. Allowing. You allow her to be herself, whether you enjoy it or not. Me: I guess I can be grateful that she's gone, but there are so many like her. Because of the victim, victims are mind control programming. Ivo: then in allowing and eventual acceptance of her behavior, you could understand that she is mind controlled. This is the problem with the victimizer mind control program. Those who indulge in it feel special and entitled as a result of doing so. They see no reason to back down from their superior standpoint because this program tells them they are better than others. They obviously do not understand the universal law of oneness. We are all one. To hurt others is to hurt yourself. It will always come back to you. Me: karma. Ivo: so then you understand this in your attempt to accept her behavior. She will not get away with anything. She will rebalance that negative karma. But until you feel you have accepted, then stay at that stage. Me: yeah, it's like a 4-stage process, the end point being non-alignment. We could even add forgiveness at the end as another stage you're striving for. I just didn't think of it because it doesn't start with A. LOL. Ivo: when you are angry again, you are realigning and must repeat the 4-step process, perhaps gaining more understanding of why you attract these situations and how you can work on being more forgiving. Otherwise the anger will return. Then there is gratefulness at the doer for bringing your need to change this within yourself to your attention. Take the high road, my dear. Me: yes, it's all good. Ivo: shall we end, my love? Me: yes. Let's do that. I think there's enough to think about here. Thank you, Ivo. Ivo, my love, as always. I await you.